All right, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. Google doing some crazy stuff. They changing the internet as you may know it right now, bro. We're gonna get right into this video, but first I need you to like it before you light it, hit the sub before you hit the bud, join the team before you hit the green, and don't forget the...
Today is not the day, ho. I smack shit at you.
Not today, not today, not that.
Hype me
Yeah.
up. Hype me up. Hype me up.
Hey, man, that's crazy, bro. Look, I need them hypes like a crackhead need a pipe. There's only 2 YouTubers in the world that do that, and I'm both of them. Let's get it.
Google just uploaded a video explaining it's going to replace its search engine with generative AI, and I really don't think it's fair that they're allowed to upload a video unaliving themselves to YouTube, and we can't. Where's the fairness in that? Come on. Google just...
Yeah, it's evidently a big deal, bro. We're going to get further into this video, but in the gist, what they're doing is this. You know how like you search up something and it usually brings you to a website that may have the answer, and then you have to sift through that website in order to pinpoint what you was looking for? Now they just letting AI give it to you, like how you would normally get an answer from like Perplexity or Claude or ChatGPT.
I don't know if you knew this, but Google just killed the internet as we know it, and nobody asked them to, because today at Google I/O, they stood on the stage and announced the biggest upgrade to the search box in over 25 years. They completely reimagined it with AI. That blinking cursor that, you know, trained an entire generation on how to think, gone, replaced by an AI that thinks for you. And that should terrify everyone. So here's what they've done. They have now AI mode, Google's conversational like interface that bypasses the traditional list of, you know, those rank blue links. It's now the default search experience, not an option, the default. And nearly 7 out of 10 people who search for something on Google now get their answer without ever even clicking a single link. The information superhighway is dead.
We live through the information
It's come to a
age.
complete stop as we know it. What we helped build has pretty much now just trained some bot to do it. We don't think anymore. We don't click on things. We just sit there and expect the answer to be told to us. Digital trends went from 8.5 million clicks monthly to just 260,000. That's a 97% collapse in web traffic. That's not a dip, that's a wipeout. And here's the thing, the more people use AI, the worse they score on critical thinking tests, man. Like, people are getting dumber. And the effect is strongest in younger people. You get faster and dumber at the same time. Excessive reliance on AI-driven solutions may contribute to cognitive atrophy and shrinking of critical thinking ability. They're not going to slow down. They're actually flooring it. We traded 25 years of building the most powerful information tool in human history for a chatbot that summarizes other people's work, pays nobody for it, and calls it progress. This isn't the future, friends. This is the age of AI slop, one prompt at a time.
What's the end goal? I know these politicians know that this is dumbing down the general population, because I feel dumber ever since AI came out. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. I don't feel as sharp as I used to, because now I go to ChatGPT, I give it the prompt, it spits out an answer, and it's not a whole lot of work or you know, energy being put out on my part, right? I was reading a book the other day and I said, damn, I would have been so much further along in this book 10 years ago when I was in college. Not even 10 years ago. Honestly, 2019, 2020, bro, I would have soared through the damn book. Now, just reading seems like a task. It's the attention span. So I done got off of TikTok. I done got off of Instagram and all of that kind of stuff, man. And I'm exercising my mind more because I don't want to lose it, bro. I'm telling you, I don't want to experience that cognitive degradation that I feel like I have been experiencing, man. I'm telling you, this is not a good thing for nobody right here.
Rest in peace to the Google search bar. That's right, so for the first time in 25 years, Google is changing its search page and reimagining it with AI. So with this new intelligent search bar, it's pretty much just going to be run by Google's AI. So essentially you can ask it questions directly from the search bar and ask prompts that you would typically ask from an AI while also still searching. To sum things up, starting next Tuesday, your searches on Google are going to be more centered around AI assistance with AI responses, just a more automated browsing experience. I don't know how I'm going to feel about this. Let me know down in the comments below. Do you think Google made the right move?
Me personally, I don't think Google made the right move on this, for the simple fact, like, what if you asking it a real question and it's maybe a scientific question or something that just you have to make sure that you're right. are you going to trust AI to give you the right answer? Because how does it come to the right answer? If you're asking it something very specific and there's different schools of thought, all by professionals, all by people respected in their respective fields, right? You got one of them on the pro side, the other one's on the con side. How does the AI figure out what's what? See, that's the thing I don't like. I would like to be able to go in there, read that. All right, cool. That makes sense. Read that. That doesn't really make too much sense. But be able to come to that conclusion on my own. This is why they're making us dumber, because the AI is going to think for you instead of you actually thinking for yourself and using critical thinking to decipher through the noise, bro. This shit is crazy, bro. Boy, it's going to be like that movie, man. I forgot when, it was in the future and everybody was like a 90 IQ. I forget what it's called. Not Dumb and Dumber, but it was another movie, bro. Idiocracy. I think that was the name of it.
Today, Google is making its search engine entirely AI. You will no longer have the experience of just typing in a query and getting a list of blue links to relevant sites. Give me 60 seconds because this one is diabolical. Here is what just changed. 2 things, and both of them change how every person on the internet finds information. Number 1, the Google results page is no longer a list of websites. It is now an AI-built interface. Google said it themselves. Search will create custom dashboards, trackers, and mini apps right inside the search page. The answers will stay on Google and you don't have to click out to a website anymore. Number 2, Google just launched search agents. AI that actually monitors the internet for you 24 hours a day. You do not search anymore. The AI decides what you should see and sends it to you. The reader stops looking and the AI starts choosing. Now here is the part nobody is saying out loud. For 25 years, you have searched the same way. You typed a question and you got a list of sources. You decided which one to trust. You compared, you clicked, and you formed your own opinion. That skill is what Google trained you in. Google just deleted that ranking system. Now one AI gives you one answer. You do not see the sources. You do not compare. You don't even need to verify. You read what is given to you. The most powerful research tools humans built in the last 25 years just became a closed loop. Here's the problem that I have is AI gets things wrong confidently, often, and you will repeat answers that may not be true. Here is what you can do right now. Stop relying on Google as your primary source of attention and information. Build something that you can control. An email list, a Substack, a podcast feed, a paid community. Move 10% of your effort there this week, then 20, then 50. This is insane. 25 years of how the internet worked just ended. The people who saw it coming is about to win. The people who keep waiting will lose.
That is crazy, bro. This is wild because I feel like AI is low-key often wrong. The term Google it won't mean anything anymore. Hey, bro, back in the day, we used to say Google it. Man, what do you mean, Dad? Oh, shit. I feel old. Nah, see, that's what's going to be in store for the future. I'm telling you. So they get to decide what you learn and see. That's a huge problem. Where do we vote? No. Go to Ecosia. I don't know how do you say that. It is the exact same thing as Google. It has the summary Google used to have, and it plants trees for your searches. What? That's low-key kind of dope. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
Google just seemed to have decided that they don't want to be the world's most popular search engine anymore. They've now announced a groundbreaking transformation of the Google search bar that we all know and tolerate, basically turning it into another AI search function. They made a full, catchy, upbeat YouTube video trying to explain what this was and why this needed to happen, and I still didn't get it. Want to turn the Google search bar where you type something in and get ranked websites based on relevance or whatever, and they want to turn that into basically a chatbot. Google wants to force you to have a conversation with an AI chatbot in order to get any search results, essentially. Basically, these big tech firms are spending billions and billions of dollars on AI data centers and AI investments and AI tools that not only aren't seeing a return, but are things that people are actively hostile towards. Which they should be. Only do they have a product that can't make money, but they've also got a product that everyone hates, which makes it even harder for it to make money, even though it already doesn't. What they're doing is forcing these AI features into things that people use every day so that people are forced to use them so that they can then go to the next board meeting and go, look, everyone's using our AI. Isn't that wonderful? Wasn't all that money we spent worthwhile? And in reality, the 1 billion monthly users using Google AI mode are probably people who clicked on it by accident. No, people are not using Google's AI summaries. They're just being forced on us so it looks like we're using them. This entire artificial intelligence industry is a scam. Google, one of the biggest companies in the world, is actively getting ready to destroy one of their most marketable pieces of branding in order to try and keep this scam going. Google is either going to promptly reverse this decision the moment the public backlash gets too severe, just like TikTok had to, or Google is going to watch helpless as huge chunks of their user base flock to other search engines. If this becomes a thing, the only thing I'm going to use it for is asking it how I can change the search engine on my phone. And I don't think I'll ever talk to it again. I think I speak for a lot of people when I say that absolutely nobody wants this. Just smug, arrogant tech bros who have spent too much money on AI and now need to make it look worthwhile at the next board meeting. How are you messing it up this badly? You guys are literally Google. Just my opinion, follow for more.
But the crazy thing is this. Really smart people are going to take offense to this. People who just want shit handed to them on a silver platter and don't want to do any real research, they're going to love this. Problem with that is that the authenticity and the actual accuracy of what you finding may not be there, dog. That's the problem right there. People keep talking about DuckDuck, bruh. Can't stress enough that DuckDuckGo is actually a life changer right now. Please give it a chance. I never even heard of that shit before, honestly. Is it just me, or is everyone else sick and tired of having AI forced down my throat? Pause, brother. I am so tired of having AI shoved down my throat all the time. Ecosia, it will be then for me. If you want to turn it off, go to settings, Safari, search engine, select either DuckDuckGo or Ecosia. All day, every day, AI is shoved down my throat. I guess that's just the theme of how people feeling. Yeah, this is going to be an epic fail on Google's part, bro. Definitely.
It is high time to start de-Googling your life, y'all. Because Google's push to force feed us AI should tell you everything you need to know about how Google's trying to operate right now. So what is to be done? Well, shameless plug, I made a video about 6 months ago on this very topic. It gives you the brief rundown of what things you can replace with what. Still relevant today. There's also some great resources online when you search in DuckDuckGo, de-Google. All right, have fun de-Googling.
Yeah, bro, it's getting wild out here.
Google just announced a major change to search. Now, instead of 10 blue links, it'll be just AI. Starting this week, if you ask a question or search for something on Google, instead of showing you 10 sites from around the web, it'll show you an expanded AI box and encourage you to converse with its chatbot about your query. If you haven't been a fan of Google's AI mode or AI overviews, this is bad news. Because while you can still scroll down to find regular links, the company is making it much harder to avoid AI search. We've all seen that AI search results can often be incomplete or wrong, and as Google diverts even more traffic away from regular websites, it's going to get harder for those publishers to stay operational and keep generating trustworthy information for the AI to then take. So if this isn't your bag, you do have other options. DuckDuckGo, for instance, lets you turn off AI summaries and filter out AI generated. You can use DuckDuckGo by adding an extension in Chrome or Firefox, by going into your Chrome settings and changing your default search engine, or by downloading the DuckDuckGo app from an app store. Once you're in the DuckDuckGo app, you can then go to your settings and turn off AI search results, as well as hide any AI-generated images. Maybe easiest, you can just go to noai.duckduckgo.com for a completely AI-free search. Google just...
Yo, bro, I just don't understand how I have never seen DuckDuckGo before, bro. I just don't know how that's even possible. This is crazy, dog. Bing could have the most legendary comeback right now if they wanted to. They ain't lying, bro. I remember Bing was the shit when I was in college, bro. How are students supposed to cite their sources? See what I'm talking about? Ain't gonna be no citing. So I don't use Google anymore. Check. Google Scholar. Look up Google Scholar, people. It's literally the original Google with only credible links. All right, cool. I ain't know that. Can't believe that Google's made such bad decisions that I'm liking ads for other browsers. What a time to be alive. This is crazy work right here, bro.
If you're tired of having AI shoved down your throat, here are some settings you should consider turning off in Google. We're going to start with Gmail. However, a lot of people don't know that Google automatically opted everyone into these AI features, and you have to turn them off if you want to change them. Make sure to favorite this video so you can come back to it later. Once you click the menu button, scroll all the way down to settings. Once you're in settings, go all the way down to data privacy. Within data privacy, go to Google Workspace and features. Then you're going to have two options. Me personally, I have these turned off. However, a lot of people don't understand what these features do for you. Basically, Google is using built-in AI to personalize your experience and make it easier for you. Now, while some people do want these options and what I'm about to explain, a lot of people do not want this at all. So for Gmail, this is things like Smart Compose, using AI to preview a message, give you a summary of it, but also reply to someone to speed up the response. If you're wearing something by Google, this could also mean AI health tracking. And if you have a smart home, this can include things like changing your thermostat at home. What's going to make this a little bit difficult for all of you is the fact that Google just changed the designs for all their icons in their suite. Here is the before and after for all the icons so you don't get turned around, but also make sure to go to Drive, Google Docs, and Gmail as well if you want to make sure that all those settings are off. Sometimes they're on if you are not toggling off an option that is meant to go across the entire Bittersweet. And as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to sound off in the comments below.
Dog, it's just almost like these companies never keep the user in mind. They just care about making more money and keeping these shareholders. Because nobody asks for this shit, bro. Nobody asks for this, man. This is crazy.
Why can you no longer Google the word disregard? Last week, Google announced that they're making its biggest change in over 25 years. Google's search box will be replaced with an AI conversational engine, which instead of a list of links, which we've been used to for the past 25 years, we're going to see that replaced with AI overviews. Many people aren't happy with this because this is killing the notion of an open web. Additionally, AI can provide inaccurate responses and pretty much not exactly what you're looking for. When you search for the word disregard, instead of getting a definition, you would get this AI generated response. This has since been patched, but still users are not receptive to the amount of AI that's being shoved into products that we use every single day. With this change, DuckDuckGo has seen an uptick of 30% of users because they allow you to filter out AI search results. AI is a very powerful technology, but it requires a certain finesse to harness it into an interface that's actually making it usable for users. With consumer sentiment of AI rapidly decreasing, we'll just have to wait and see if this was ultimately a good decision on their part.
If you're tired of having AI shoved down your
A software engineer at Google is accused of illegally making more than $1 million on Polymarket with insider information. Now, officials say he
Today, Google
A Google software engineer just...
So in a huge day for Google, they just told you they're not a search company anymore, and I'm going to bet that you know what kind of company it now is. The Google Developer Conference happened today. It's called Google AI I/O, and it was just AI mania. Launches, product demos, everything was about agents, automation, and AI. And the big spoiler is, bittersweet, the search bar that you know and love is getting a major transformation. So the launch density and volume was just dizzying, and this is simply day one. They announced a new model, a personal AI agent, different AI smart glasses, a video generator, a Mythos competitor, and then they closed the keynote by saying that AGI is on the horizon. Everyone just applauded something that a couple years ago would have been a massive thing to say. I want to break this all down for you so that you don't have to watch hours of content where the words Gemini and AI start to lose all meaning. You're welcome. So first, Gemini Spark. This is the big one. This is Google's personal AI agent. It runs on a virtual machine in Google's cloud, meaning it works even when your laptop is shut, your phone is in your pocket. This is their answer to OpenClaw and Claude Cowork. It's your full-time 24/7 executive assistant, like your Don Draper. It's your secretary, but with less misogyny. You can email it, text it, it reads your Gmail, your calendar, your files, your photos. It plans tasks, it breaks them into steps, and it does them while you're asleep. Something that's obviously built into the whole concept here is that it encourages you to use the Google universe more. Google Apps, Google Drive, that is the database that it works from. Google wants this to be a thing that runs your life for $100 a month, and they want you to remember that that's cheap for an executive assistant that doesn't sleep and doesn't have mental breakdowns that we know of yet. Beta launches for AI Ultra subscribers next week, and there's a full rollout with Chrome and third-party apps over the summer. Obviously, there are definitely privacy and security questions about an agent getting all of your data and your credentials, but Google did not address this in the keynote, so they get the keys to all your data for $100 a month. You get to let your brain slowly atrophy as a computer runs your life. And then there's Gemini 3.5 Flash. This is the engine underneath everything else that Google announced today. It's going to be 4 times faster than competing frontier models, cheap enough that Google can run it on every single search without going broke. That is the real breakthrough. You can't put AI on 2.5 billion searches a month unless it's fast and cheap and works.
Bro, we ain't gonna have no water left after this shit, dog. We gonna have to move to another planet, bro. Even if they start producing desalination plants and things of that nature, bro, we still ain't gonna have enough water with all this AI search shit, bro. Damn, dog. This is Google's way to try to stay in business. A lot of businesses go out of business because of things disrupting their industry, right? Industry disruptors. You know, Amazon put a lot of companies out of business because of the way that they operate, right? Cars put a lot of people who bred horses out of business. You get what I'm saying? The light bulb put a lot of people who, I don't know, produce lanterns and things of that nature and candles out of business. What I'm trying to say is Google is trying to stay in the game by all means necessary. So they trying to do anything that they deem good, you know, innovative. But a lot of times, dog, they end up missing the mark, bro. This here, I don't know. This crazy to me, man. But I hope y'all learned something. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I'm going to get at y'all on the next one.
Hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up.